Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are, game number 2 between Empire Kaz and Feast. And wow, man. Oh, wow. Last game. What the heck, Kaz? You know, first thing I noticed that kind of bothered me was he lost 2 Marines to that Zealot. He had, what was it, 4 or 5 Marines against a single Zealot, and he lost 2 of them. I don't understand how that happens. I don't understand how he let that happen. But on top of that, going so Marine heavy with his 1 Rax expand, he didn't get a bunker, and we saw it wasn't a 4 or a 5 gate. It wasn't some crazy pressure from Feast. He went 1 gate expand and then got 2 more gateways and pushed with 3 gateways, 3 warp gates worth of stalkers, continuous warp-ins. And that was enough to overwhelm Kaz, pretty much solely because he didn't get his bunker up early enough. Honestly, if he had gotten a bunker up and early enough, I think he would have been fine against that. I really do. It's just crazy, man. It is crazy. So, really unfortunate situation there in game number 1 for Kaz. He, in my opinion, dropped the ball. You guys can let me know how you feel below. But I just, it killed me, man. It killed me. I like Kaz. I like Kaz as a player. I enjoy casting most of his games, but last game was rough to watch. Rough to watch indeed. Gateway gets dropped down here for Feast. We'll be moving out with his scout. We will be, of course, shortly seeing an assimilator. Oh, sometime soon. And a second pylon will be coming out very shortly. There's that assimilator already gets dropped down. Pylon coming shortly thereafter. Feast scouting now the lower left-hand position. Then we'll be checking the upper left-hand position, at which point he will be scouting Kaz. Now Kaz, still no gas, so it will be yet again a 1 Rax expand build here from him. Hopefully this time it goes a little bit better. And on this map, you know what? No, not necessarily. He could build it down here pretty safely and keep Marines up on the high ground. Maybe this time, however, he will come out with an early game bunker to help make up for the fact that he won't be getting Marauders as early due to the fact that he will be expanding very soon. SCV and Probe Scout pass each other and they say, "Hey dude, what's up?" And this guy says, "Screw you." Keeps walking. Probes are rude. I don't know if you knew that, but first Marine pops out. Probe gets a couple shots to the face, but manages to make it away just barely with 4 HP left. Now at least he knows what's going on now. I don't know if he's gonna pull all the way back home. I expect him to chill out with secondary scouting. Maybe just grab the tower for now. That's what he's doing. SCV scout moving on up into the main here of Feast. Just with 1 assimilator, Feast could very well be going first expansion sometime soon. Yeah, looks like it will be. See him piling up those resources. Will be 1 gateway expand. He's even delaying that first stalker so as to get that expansion out a little bit sooner. SCV scout didn't spot it, but I think he's assuming not seeing a stalker producing plus the lack of a assimilator. One of those situations again where you can safely assume what's coming. Now the probe actually moved back home as Feast decides not to use it for a secondary scout. Looks like he does intend to use his zealot as that. Gotta do secondary scouting, man. There he goes. Zealot will be pushing up, and he'll be spawning all these Marines on the high ground. Now again, one of these situations, 4 Marines, you definitely shouldn't be losing 2 of them to a Zealot. Let's see what transpires this time. Dun 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 dun! Zealot moving on up. Marines, excellent work, Marines. This time you did a good job. Supply depot gets placed down here. Kaz almost done his expansion. I'm being a huge weirdo today. Look at this too. Kaz coming out with a very quick 3rd command center. Does this mean Force that he's going to drop it really soon? No, it doesn't. In fact, what's going to happen here is Empire Kaz will turn this into an orbital command, and then he will use it to saturate that main in the natural much sooner. The real benefit of coming out with that, of course, as well, is also getting that extra mule. Really helps pump up your economy very strong. And then once you're fully saturated in that main in the natural, and in transition have been working your way up to a sizable army, which is what we expect Kaz to do, then you can safely move into your 3rd after the fact. But he won't be going for that quick 3rd right away and landing it, simply because there's no point. I mean, until your main and your natural are pretty well saturated, getting that 3rd doesn't even do too much for you. So get that saturated nice and early and then kind of go from there. Should be seeing refineries sometime shortly here, as Kaz does want to start getting some attachments there on those racks. Also probably work to get up a factory. Now again, we will be seeing this bunker this time here for Kaz. He might lose the SCV to the Stalker. Or is the Stalker going to try to get a couple shots off on the Marines? Yeah, he gets a single shot off. And now with that up, he's all set. So Feast, at least now he knows there's a bunker. Maybe he's not going to be as aggressive this time. He still has those three 3 warp gates coming out with double forge, so we'll be going for some very hefty upgrades early on, and that is going to tell us, of course, that as such he won't be pushing. He wants to save those extra minerals and Vespian to get those 1-1 researched right away. Let's see what he goes from there. Maybe a Robo. It's gonna be Robo or Twilight Tech, Twilight Council. Yeah, one of those two. Sometime soon, sometime soon. I always say soon. I'm like taking the Blizzard motto here. All right, so again, gas here. Actually, double gas at both bases. So the factory should be the next thing that's coming up here for our buddy Kaz, and hopefully those attachments too. Would like to start to see some Marauders. There's 1 tech lab, 2 and 3 tech labs. So we'll be able to start to make that switch into Marauders here. Also start getting those upgrades. Stim pack, maybe some combat shield action, concussive shell. Why not? You can do all 3 at once, Kaz. You can do it. I believe in you. Stalker was actually pushing up, and he did check that 3rd. Wanted to see if Kaz had dropped anything down there. Oh, he's gonna get the SCV. Try to get it. You can't. He's too quick for you, Stalker. What's wrong with you? Supply depot here for Kaz. I didn't even see this thing building. That's hilarious. What does this do? Nothing much, but it does delay Feast. It does delay Feast's expansion. What's probably gonna happen is Feast will break down these rocks, and then he'll like move in a probe. And when he tries to drop the Nexus, he'll be like, "Oh shucks," realizing that he can't do it right then, and that will force Feast to go down with some units. And obviously, it won't take the units very long to kill off this depot, but the very fact that that has to happen is what's frustrating. Probe moving out, dropping a pylon here in this half of the map. Probably for some later game. He's just planning for the future here, dropping some pylons here for the later game as the expansions continue to add up. And maybe, you know, Kaz tries to move over here eventually with an expansion. He can warp in some Zealots, hit that. Very, very strong indeed. Let's take a look at what's going on here for the unit composition plans. We have got the Templar Archives, so it was in fact some Twilight Tech that we saw. Charged Zealot plus High Templar and Archons. Strong composition there. And then eventually switching into Colossus if need be. Empire Kaz over here is going with what you expect from a Terran player. Bio. Marine Marauder and Medevac will be coming soon. Now that this factory is done, here comes a starport and the reactor, and that will be used for a hot swap, which sounds like whoop. That's the sound of a hot swap. And I'm so weird today. We'll be hot swapping with that starport, and then that will of course allow him to come out with those double Medevacs. Breaking down the rocks, finally, now that, again, as I said, his main and his natural are nice and fully saturated. Now he can finally safely move into his 3rd. He also has his army to defend that as well. And again, Feast setting up for future engagements by having these pylons here on this half of the map. Charge upgrade just about finished now. We're seeing some High Templar come on in. Would like to see that Psionic Storm research. Probably just going to be starting off with those Archons, however, so not too worried about being able to storm. Also, warping them in early allows you to accumulate that extra energy, which is great. And this is what I'm talking about. Feast delays this. See, you can see he wants to drop this expansion right now. He just can't yet. He has to wait. And it may not seem like a lot, but delaying your opponent by 10 or 15 seconds definitely can help you a ton. That's that much longer until they start mining. And you can see already Kaz is here mining at his 3rd, and Feast is just now dropping it. But Feast does have some nice upgrades here with the Charged Zealot, and 2-2 actually just about finished, as he has finished 1-1. Let's take a look at Kaz's upgrades. Oh no. No upgrades whatsoever. He just now finished weapons level 1, but no armor, and he's about to be up against a 2-2 army. That could be quite scary. Yes, it could. Double Medevac starting to come on through. He's got 2 in play already with 2 more in production. More and more Marauders coming out just now, starting armor level 1. And again, Feast is now done the 2-2. Now, as we're seeing Kaz move across the center of the map, we are also seeing Feast prepare to hit on that 3rd. And Kaz is going to be tremendously out of position here. Now, he should be able to actually sandwich these forces, but he will be losing this expansion here. Forced to lift it off, losing a ton of SCVs as well. And we're going to see Kaz try to split the forces. Force field walls on the low ground, prevent that bio from pushing up. Force the lift off, didn't kill the expansion, but forced the lift off. Bio getting a lot of free shots here as Feast moves across this small little choke point and takes some damage there from the bio on the low ground. This is what I'm talking about, though. Feast is going to actually lose these forces as Kaz is able to sandwich him here. He's obviously going to do what he can for damage. Oh, Warp-ins. Oh, this is going to help a lot as he can get us around here on this side as well. Oh, Zealot's able to get on up because that force field wall. Feast doing as much damage as he can, realizing he's kind of trapped here, wants to kill off as much of the bio, and he might get it all. Wow. The bio getting caught in an unfortunate position there with the force field wall behind him allowed all of those Zealots, the charged Zealots, those 2-2 upgraded Zealots, to just tear through the bio on the ramp. Look at that bloodbath. That is awful for Kaz, and Kaz now will be taking some hefty losses here. It's expansion, losing more SCVs. He's already lost 21. forced to lift off again. Trapped in his main, about to lose a bunch of depots, lose some racks. This is terrible for Kaz. He just got caught in a terrible position. That ramp was the worst place he could have been with those force fields that we saw from Feast. In a situation that could have been dire, Feast took advantage of the terrain, getting himself in a good position, trapping Kaz, and this is not looking good for Kaz at all. Again, he has just taken such significant losses. Look at those resources lost. Kaz is tremendously behind. He's also lost 48 workers as Feast has killed off 48 SCVs this game. I do not see Kaz coming back. He's about to lose a couple of depots as well. Not good. Not good at all. 3-3 upgrades coming through. We also have the Psionic Storm research coming out here for Feast. Gonna be a little while longer until that is finished. Also preparing for transition into Colossus. He says just in case it is necessary, I'll get a robotics out and then start to work up to my robotics bay to get those Colossus. He's just gonna continue pushing now, and Kaz is a little hard pressed to really deal with this. Feedbacks on the medevac, stopping much more healing from coming out from those. Force field trapping a bit of that bio up there, giving some time for these shields to regenerate and all that. He's just gonna buy some time here, kill off some depots. Really just continue to lay the smackdown here on Kaz. Now Kaz has landed this expansion, but it's doing nothing. There's no mining going on, so it's not like that's benefiting him whatsoever right now. Bio trying to continue to push, but he is just up against insurmountable odds here. He really can't contend with this. After taking as much loss as he did in that initial engagement, it's kind of just a no-win situation from here on out. He's 1-2 right now. Feast is about to be 3-3. He's got that Psionic Storm research finished. He's got Blink coming out. I don't know. I can't foresee him winning this. He's so far behind. Crazier things have happened, but look at how far behind he is resource-wise. 57 workers he's lost so far this game. Income, this is gonna be awful. Feast with a tremendous lead as he's got his third up and running. Also, keep in mind that Feast hasn't taken any damage. I mean, yes, he's lost units in attacks. Sure, that is obviously the case. In this attack, he has lost units, but he hasn't taken any aggression at home. He hasn't even had to really pay attention to his base other than dropping additional production buildings and tech. That's all he's really cared to do. Do we have an observer in play? Yeah, that's what came out of the robo. Wasn't making that switch into Colossus. I think he's actually content for now with Charge Zealot, High Templar, Archon. Kaz spotting this pylon over here, decides to take it out. Now, I want to look at this here. Army size, Feast has got the lead. He's got the upgrade advantage. We do have weapons level 3 though, as Kaz has managed to actually consistently upgrade throughout this entire game. You know, kudos to him with everything else going on that he has been maintaining upgrades. He also has 2 Ghosts in play. Now we've got these High Templar, they can storm, and they've got enough energy to do so, so that will be coming into play here during this next engagement. As we are seeing Feast push forward. Pretty Zealot heavy, with a few Stalkers for support, and then again these High Templar for the storms. Wow, watch out! Oh, takes one snipe there, but gets a feedback at the same time. And now he's got no ghosts left as he's lost all of his ghosts, and we still have a few High Templar who can storm. They can storm, my friends. He needs to be careful about positioning here against the bio now. He doesn't have any sentries to be able to force field here, so we can't do that same trick we saw last game with trapping them. Here comes, there's the storm. There are the storms on top of the bio. Bio trying to micro back a couple of them getting trapped in the corner. There are so many Charge Zealots here. Another storm, and all that bio does a lot of damage. And yeah, this is it. This has got to be it. There's just so many Protoss forces here for Feast, and not a lot left for Kaz. And there it is, Kaz calling the GG series goes to Feast. Thanks for watching. In my humble opinion, this was really the game's turning point here, as we saw Feast push onto the third of Kaz. He killed off a lot of SCVs, was also able to do some damage here. But just wait one moment and we'll see that big engagement that I think really put Kaz too far behind to come back. The biggest thing too is that there was no counter aggression at any point from Kaz. Kaz was consistently just defending himself. And then as we see Kaz move up his bio to try to sandwich and trap the Protoss forces here, Feast lays some force fields, traps all of that bio on the ramp, and then lets his Zealots, who had the upgrade advantage, just go to town. Alright, that was the series here between Kaz and Feast, both games going to Feast. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. As always, if you like the content, please subscribe. Thanks again, guys. Keep watching and keep owning. Oh, that was awful. So much blood. So much blood.